Hi, this is Anka Metcalf with TradeOutloud.com, and this is the weekly swing trading report and also the market outlook for this week, starting with Monday, November 21st, 2016. We're going to start with the Qs. The Qs today made a new high, breaking above this prior resistance at 118.45, thus putting the Qs into a void all the way into this prior resistance area at 119, 119.50, all the way into 119.66. So they do have room to continue higher. They do have a considerable void, and it ended the day pretty bullish. It ended the day at their high. So it's pretty much set to continue higher for throughout this week. Now, keep in mind that this is a short week. Thursday, the markets will be closed in observance of Thanksgiving. So we're going to run a relatively low volume for Tuesday, Wednesday, and again for Friday. And remember, the markets are going to be open on Friday. Let's take a look at the SPYs, and the SPYs have been very, very strong today. Actually, we have a new high for this year at 220.18. And remember, for a period of time, the SPYs were lagging, the Dow was lagging, and now they seem to be catching up with everything. And again, now we're having a little bit more synchronicity in the market in terms of the Qs moving higher, SPYs moving higher, and the Dow moving higher, all in sync. So new all-time high here at 220. 0.18 area, very bullish dynamic move. I think we're going to continue higher, and we do have projections for medium and long term into 225. So that is about $5 away from when we close today. What I want to bring you today is some trading ideas for this week. The first trade that I'm going to put up is Verizon, and these are the daily charts. You can see that Verizon here is really trying to turn around, and the first clue was actually the last 3 days of consolidation at the $47.50 area, testing this prior high from 1109. The fact that we broke above higher today here, it means that it may continue higher, and we do have a target area of $49, $49.50, $50, and all the way into $51. So Verizon looks good for the upside. We also had some trades that have triggered today, like Facebook, that actually had a very, very nice move higher. And our entry in this trade was 118.80 for today. It triggered, continued higher. It's also close to our first target area, which is at 123. And then we have a last target at 125. Again, you're a little late on this trade. However, it's a fantastic, fantastic trade. Another trade that was called in last night's newsletter was PAYX with a very tight stop of under $1. The trade was under $56, and today it ran beyond our target one level, so it couldn't make us any happier than that. Closed the day at 57.14. But let's talk more about the trades that we can take throughout this week. So the next stock that I'm going to show you is QCOM, and QCOM has a very interesting scenario on the daily chart. Very bullish consolidation at the 50-period moving average, and is just about to break out over 67.70. This is going to be my entry area, and I'm going to look for follow through all the way into this prior high of $71.62. So QCOM looks good to continue higher. Another one is NFLX, and NFLX has triggered actually today. However, tomorrow, if you see some kind of pullback into 117, definitely buyable. So this is where I'm going to look to buy, because I didn't get in Netflix, but it looks buyable at 117, and it has room to continue higher into 120, 122, 125, and into these prior highs at 129 and change. The fact that it triggered above this 116.50 area, this was a perfect entry for today. However, I missed this trade. But again, if we're getting a pullback into the 116.50 level, even lower into 116.20 level, this is again buyable. And again, the stop, you would have to give it a little bit of room, is below 110. Make sure you position size accordingly to that. ACAM has another interesting pattern onto the daily chart after a consolidation that occurred last week for about 4 days. It snapped higher, breaking above this entire resistance at 66.15, putting the price higher into $67. And now, if it clears this resistance area, it has room to move comfortably higher into this prior high at 71.04. So this looks very nice for another continuation higher. Another trade that I have my eye on is Honeywell, and I think that this trade is having a little bit of issue here, but it's still trading at this 112.21. So keep in mind that I'm going to look for a stop into 111.70, 111.65. This is going to be my stop for this trade. And if we get a trigger over 112.50 or even 113, this is going to be my entry. And I think it has a lot of upside potential for 114 and change, 116 and 118. And why not 120 for a medium term? I think Honeywell is ready to do it. It just needs that trigger. Another trade that I'm going to put up is the wild card, and this is Johnson & Johnson. The reason why I have this stock on my list is because I had a terrific trade that we picked up on October the 24th, and this was actually called in a live show that I was invited on. I called this trade long. I was asked for a trading idea, and this was the very tight stop. So my entry was 114.20, and my stop was below 113. And look at the potential target. So we had a target into 120.65, and it went all the way into 122.50. Obviously covered 120. Obviously exited the trade 122 or as close as possible to this prior high, and we were done. However, this pullback seems very interesting into this rising 200 location. So if we break above 115.50, 115.80 area, this can be considered another buy. And guess what? This is going to be our target again, 122.50 for the target. So this is our wild card. Let's take a look at the next stock, which is MRK. This is Merck, which is setting up beautifully onto the daily chart. After reported earnings, it gapped up. It came back down, testing this prior cluster of support right here at $61.75 for current support right now. A break above 62.65 is going to offer us a good entry for a potential continuation higher into 64, 65, 65.50, and even higher for new highs over $67. So new projections for MRK. Last but not least, KMI. KMI has been a swing trade that we've called early. I think it was early October when we called this trade. And we're still into this trade. It is a core trade, and it's actually pushing higher right now. We're moving higher into 23. These are the target areas, $23 and $23 and change. The reason why I'm bringing this chart up is because it has a very, very interesting hourly chart. We have a very tight base, and for those of you that are looking for 2-day swings, this might be your perfect opportunity here. So KMI long over $22. Stop will be below 21.83, and look for a target into $23 and $23.35. This is by far my favorite trade for a continuation higher. So KMI, keep that on your radar. If we're going to get a breakout tomorrow, this is definitely going to fly high. So I love KMI, and this is actually our last trade for today. For those of you listening in, I want to thank you so much for tuning in and listening to my swing trading outlook and also market review for this week of November the 21st. I want to wish everybody a great, happy Thanksgivings, and I'll see you guys next week.